Welcome to Prophetic Wind. Let God speak up dust. God wants to speak today. Welcome to Prophetic Wind. Let God speak it. He will lead and guide you. He will lead and guide you. Today's your day. Today's your time. Welcome to Prophetic Wind. Let God speak up dust. God wants to speak today.
Hey guys, shalom, shalom. This is Dr. Nabiya Yehuda, bring you intimate truth. It's the truth that you embrace that makes you free. So we got a special broadcast. I do not have a guest tonight, but I think I I got enough going on, enough information that I can kind of host and be the guest at the same time. So I just want to say welcome to those of you that may be new, and maybe this is your first time on this channel. If you are a returning guest, please do me a favor. This is a PCA, a prophetic service announcement. Please share, and share. I was just looking at my phone, and I was thinking, wow, I got my phone right in my hand. I do not even see myself live. This is so crazy. So even I cannot share. So I need y'all to go take this, share the link, go to my Facebook page and post it. Go to your Facebook page and post it. All right, so I'm going to get into this regardless, because I know that this is something that is important. So last week I posted on my Facebook page, and the name of what I posted, I went live, and it was called Abuse is not love, and love definitely is not abuse. And so there are different types of abuse. And by the way, this is going to be a short one tonight. It's going to be a short one. I'm going to try to keep it at about 30 minutes. I'm trying to change my format a little bit. So yeah, there I am. Okay, this is so crazy. All right, so there are different types of abuse. And so when I was going live last week and I talked about it, I said that abuse is not just hitting. It's not just hitting. So I have this map up here in front of me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can show you this. It's called control and power, or power and control. And so as you can look at the map, you can see exactly what is going on here. You can see what this power and control is all about. And it is interesting how people just assume that domestic violence is only when somebody hits you. Well, apparently it is not. It is, if you look to the left, you see the isolation, using economic abuse, or in other words, financial abuse. Somebody, the abuser, is holding the purse strings. They're holding the purse strings, and that's abusive. It's mentally and emotionally abusive. It is you not knowing where you're getting your you don't know where. It could be your next meal, it could be a piece of clothing, it could be deodorant, it could be toothpaste. The other person is basically telling you when you are going to get something, if you're getting anything. And yeah, nobody wants to be in that place. And so We also have using male privilege. You've got people that use children. I'm going to wrap back around that in a second with the using male privilege. Like, what does that even mean? Minimizing, denying, and blaming. So, have you ever been in a relationship where somebody is constantly blaming you for something? I mean, like, everything is your fault. Everything is your fault. Have you ever been in a place like that, where you're feeling less than, where you're being told that you're stupid, that you're dumb, that you'll never amount to anything? And I'm not just talking about your partner. You can be getting that from your own parents. Hello? You could be getting that from your own parents, your siblings, your cousins, people at school, right? Then the using of the children. They use the children as though they are tokens, like they're pieces on a board where that person is fearful for their children, but then at the same time, they don't want to make any sudden moves because the abuser may do something to the children. So it's kind of like, if you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But let me tell you something. When you have children, that is the biggest reason to leave. That is the biggest reason to vacate the premises, to get out. Because guess what? Those children are watching everything. Now the children, beloved, they can do one or two things. They can grow up thinking, this is what love is. This is how we do. This is how we live. They're going to grow up and they will either be an abuser or they will be a victim. Right? They'll be a victim. Most times they turn out to be victims. So, and the other thing is that you're teaching your child that, yeah, this is life. We have no choice. You know, Daddy beats my brain out every Friday to remind me that the next day is Saturday. I mean, yeah. So then we also have the economic abuse, like I said, minimizing, denying, and blaming. Then we have intimidation, where they're not really hitting you, they're not touching you. They might be yelling, getting close to you. They may be waving a gun, a knife, a pair of scissors, just intimidating you, standing over you. Every time you're on your phone, they're looking over your shoulder to see what you're doing, or they're snatching your phone out your hand. Now, I don't know if this has ever happened to any of you, but that's abuse. And yes, they can get arrested. If they threaten you, you can go press charges. Just because, I mean, long time ago, I didn't know that if, let me get back on camera. Let me look at you. So, a long time ago, I didn't know that if somebody just threatened to hit you, that you could go to the police department and you can actually not just file a report, but you can have them arrested. And if you go down there, and this may vary from state to state, so I definitely want you to check. The state attorney will take over. You don't have to press charges. I know that's how it is here in Florida. You don't even have to press charges. If you make a report, they're going to go to the house and they're going to go collect the other person. I mean, first they're going to find out what happened, because as you know, there's two sides to every story. But if the person says, well, I mean, I didn't hit her. I mean, I said I was going to bash her face in, but I didn't do. Turn around, sir. Yeah, you're under arrest. Just like people can get in trouble for sexual harassment, people can get in trouble for being intimidating, for threatening. And they ask you a lot of questions like, well, has they ever threatened you with a gun? Has they ever threatened your pet? Like, they would get in trouble for threatening to harm your pet, threatening to harm your children, threatening to harm you. And so with the using emotional abuse, you're being put down. They're making you feel bad, and they call you names. They call you out of your name. They make you. They especially with the narcissist. Now they like to make you think you're crazy. And after listening to a Christian psychologist, she was saying that you cannot win an argument with a narcissist. You can't do it. One of the reasons why you can't win an argument is because you think you're in one conversation and they're already in another conversation. Has that ever happened to you? I'm going to put let's see if I could put my URL in here. So if anybody wants to go click on that, that's my link. I created an app. The app is not ready yet. I'm still working on it. I do have some testers, but that's the URL. You can go right to it. My book is down there. You could download it. I talked to you about a go bag, how to be prepared to leave, what to do after you leave. No matter what city, no matter what state you're in, you could put in your zip code and you can get help. So I wanted to make sure that was there. So I know when I grew up with a lot of fighting. My mom and my aunt, they didn't get along. It was just crazy. I remember standing in the kitchen and there was a chair in the middle in between them, and they were yelling, and the next thing I know, I couldn't play with my cousins anymore because they didn't get along. And then I remember that my mom was in an abusive relationship, so I saw that all the time. And there's 5 of us girls. It affects everybody differently. Now, I am not like a scary person, like, oh my God. I mean, my sister was in an abusive relationship, and I couldn't understand why she was so upset when she lost her it was her $20. And she was like, no, he's gonna be so upset. And I was like, why? It's not his money. She was terrified. Now, I can say I've never been terrified of anyone. I've always been a fighter. But there comes a time when you got to get your senses together, because I remember I was married back in, I think it was 2014, and the Lord had given me a dream. Hey, Pastor Sherry. Oh, wow. Yeah, it happens more often than you think. Lots of people. And so the Lord had given me a dream that this joker was throwing my stuff out. Now, we had already had a conversation, which he was going to play nice. Now, he never hit me. But we were having some problems, and I was so done. I was DONE done, because I feel like, a woman when she gets married, the husband is supposed to take care of her, to love on her. You don't have to spoil me, but you do need to respect me, to honor me, to cherish me, to act like I'm kind of a big deal. So he was very dismissive, very condescending. It was just the words were just wearing my soul down. And at that time, I guess I was so religious, I thought, well, we could work it out and I could stay and blah, blah, blah. So I was done. But he wanted another chance, and I'm sitting there like, Lord, no. Is this a trick? And he was like, no. He was taking his stuff, going out the house, taking it, moving it out. And then he decided to come back. And then he was like, you've been a good wife. It's been me. And, I think I can do better. And if I don't, then you could just leave. I mean, I'll leave. And I just looked down at the floor and I was just like, and then I got a ray of hope. This was the ray of hope. I know him. So if he says that he's going to try, he's not. He may last a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe even 3. So I said, okay. And 2 weeks later, guess what? I was sleeping on the futon in the living room and he was sleeping in the bedroom. I did not want to sleep in the same room with him. That all sounds very familiar all of a sudden. So I was playing worship music in the living room, but I had it down low. And I was on my computer doing something. Then I got up and this was like 6 in the morning. And I knew he was going to get up soon to go to work. So I go into the kitchen and all of a sudden the music blares out. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm running over to turn the music down. He flings the door open. A bunch of words that I haven't heard in a long time. Just profanity. What the effing blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh my God. And so he started getting in my face and rah, rah, rah. And you want to be with that next nigga, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then I started to be like, look, I don't dare. And then the Lord went flash. He flashed a dream in front of my face. So I had to stand down because I'm from Brooklyn and I used to beat up boys all the time. Not that he's a boy, he's a grown man. And not that I thought that I was stronger, but I just did not want to be intimidated. And I was tired. And when you get tired, you don't care no more. But the Lord had to intervene. He had to intervene. And he intervened by showing me the dream of him throwing all of my stuff out. And I had a brand new 13-inch MacBook sitting, where that on the little desk or whatever. And I didn't want that to get broken. But I remember the dream. It came so vividly. And I looked in his eyes, and he had this look of murder. I don't know if you have ever seen what murder looks like in somebody's face. And normally, by the time a person sees that, they're not going to see much else after that. So I had to stand down, and I got quiet. But I also had the presence of mind to take my phone. When I went to go turn it down, I hit record. I don't know. I just hit record. So the whole thing was being recorded, but he did not know. And he was just talking, cursing, blah, blah, blah. And I just had to not engage. And I said, he's getting ready to go to work. He's getting ready to go to work. When he gets out the door, I am packing my stuff and I am leaving. I called my apostle, and then I called another apostle I know who had just given me a word. He gave me a word saying that there's somebody that's going to take care of you. I don't know where they are, but they have a place for you. I found out it was 2 women in Virginia. Anyway, long story short, I left. I didn't wait. I left. But to see this look, and his brother, which was my brother-in-law, told me in the beginning, they said, Nabia, if this marriage don't work, we know that it's not you. What, I mean, like, what does that mean? What do you mean? And then later, I think my sister-in-law, his brother's wife, told me that my then husband chased his ex-wife while they were married, so it was his wife, down the street with an axe. And this is a man that had beaten people up, men, women, and killed before. Which, when we got married, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And I was on a 4-day fast. When I say 4-day fast, I mean a 4-day fast. I ate nothing. And I was running around trying to get my paperwork done. And I did it all in 4 days. When I submitted everything, it was a Friday. And people were at work leaving the building early. I did not have to pay for my divorce. I did my own divorce paperwork. I did not have a lawyer. And I got it, and I did it all for free. There was somebody at the office who was really mean. He took my paperwork and wrote all over it. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. Well, where's this? And the Lord said, go downstairs in the basement. There's a printer. Go reprint the other paper that you have. So I didn't have to leave Manhattan to go all the way back to Brooklyn, 45 minutes, and then go to his job, get him to sign it, get it notarized. I was like, oh no, it's Friday. It's getting done today. Well, it got done that day. And the same man who was wiping everything out and being mean, he was like another person, just nice. And I was like, okay. But it got done. It got done. And by the time I sat down to eat, it was Passover. It was my Passover Seder at a Messianic church that I belonged to, that I had invited some friends to. And that was the first thing that I ate in 4 days. And I got rid of this dude. I didn't get with all of the rah-rah and the back talk and I'm going to do this and blah, blah, blah. When I was fasting, it was none of that. And I got out of there. And I encourage women to not make excuses, especially when they got kids. I had a friend who would not leave because of her daughter. But I'm like, if it's because of your daughter, you should leave. Because one day, she's going to see all of that. She's too young right now, but she's going to see it. And she stayed, and she stayed, and she stayed, and she stayed. And there was nothing I could do for her. And although this guy, he was sick, and she was taken care of, he was so abusive emotionally, verbally. And okay, let me go back to this the power and control. We had the isolation going on. We had the emotional abuse, the intimidation, and the economic abuse, meaning the financial abuse. He's holding all the purse strings. Hopefully y'all can see that. He did the minimizing down there on the bottom in the right, minimizing, denying he wasn't doing anything, and blaming her for everything. Everything. So, abuse is not love. I have heard people say things like, oh, but I love him. Oh, okay, beloved, it's time to love yourself. And it's time, if you have children, to love your children so that they don't have a pattern put in them, because they see, and they may not say anything. And then they may even end up being pawns in a relationship where he's either threatening to do something or threatening to take them away or something in order to make the woman stay. And it's not just men. Women are abusive as well. Or it could be some jerk on your job being dismissive, making you feel less than. And so that's using emotional abuse. So again, you guys can check out healingfield.online. You can go there, check it out, see what's on there. It's the URL that I created. I gotta wrap things up with the Google Play Store, so it'll be there soon as an app. And so I'm gonna see if I can share my screen. Share my screen. That's not a primary, secondary display. Let me see if I can do that without messing up stuff. It can be emotionally traumatizing to children. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Okay. No. Why is it not working? Yeah, I can't move it. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't want to mess it up. My computer is doing the most right now. But it's really important for us to understand the signs. And it may not be you. It may be a friend. It may be it could be a neighbor. It can be your sister, your cousin. I'm over here still trying to get this display over here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, so secondary display. Well, I can't see it. I should be able to see it though. And if I can't see it, that means you can't see it. But if you see something, say something. You know, and sometimes people are so ashamed that it's happening. But I encourage you to start paying attention. Like if their mood switches, if they have bruises that are kind of random, and then when they tell you how they got the bruise, it sounds kind of crazy. That whole, oh, I walked in the door, I'm so clumsy. Not that. I've walked into a dining room lamp, that big round, and hit myself right here. So it can happen. But pay attention, have an ear, be loving, be a safe space for somebody. Please be a safe space, because they may not tell you the day that it happens, but if they know that you are a safe space for them, then they will eventually say something. Say something. Or you could do like I do. I have these cards, these little sticky things, and I'll give it to people. And I won't say, in case you need it. I'll give it to them and say, if you know anybody that's going through this, please feel free to pass this on. Because if it is them, they won't feel embarrassed or feel like, oh no, I don't need it, when they do. Make sense? So there is there's a 800 number for, there's a number for domestic violence. I put it, it's in my description, and so is the healing field online. We got to keep our eyes open, keep our hearts open for people that are going through this, because they suffer in silence. They suffer in silence. And sometimes they talk. Like, I know when I'm going through something, I'll just be talking. It'll be random, but it's kind of not random. But for me, it's the way I process things. It's not like I talk for you to say, oh, I have a solution. No, that's my brain and my mind processing, trying to get it to make sense or to get it out. And some people are just like that. So sometimes you don't really have to say anything. Sometimes it's a hug, or sometimes it's just, it's called the ministry of presence. It's the same as when, if you're in chaplaincy or if you're in ministry and some family member has died and you're there for the person. And, a lot of times people don't know what to say. They feel like they have to say something. You don't always have to say something. It's just the ministry of presence. It's just being there. Just being there. And if they feel like crying or if they feel like talking, you're just an ear. You are a shoulder. So anyway, I just wanted to come on, share some of that, and I hope that this is helping somebody. I don't see any questions in the chat, so I'm not going to keep this long. I only wanted to be on here for maybe half hour, but I thank you everyone for the comments. Thank you for those that are watching this on the replay. If you have questions or comments, put them down. I will see them and I will respond. I'm getting better about staying on top of my YouTube channel. So I think that I'm going to be in this vein for a little bit, just to be a sense of or a source of support just for a little while. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. I love you. There's nothing you could do about it. I just love you. And I just work here. So, with that said, nobody has any questions, no more comments. It's all quiet on the set tonight, but we are here every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Prophetic When Let God Speak. And definitely he is speaking because he wants people to be aware. And God really hates injustice. Normally when I'm on here, you guys that follow me, I'm talking about, hearing God in your business and all of that. But he can shift if he wants to. Because right now, you got to be able to hear God in your personal life. Make sense? You got to hear God there. So, all right. So in order to set you up for success, you have to be whole. Your spirit, your soul, and your mind. All right, so, and all these other things, they will be added to you. So, with that said, we're going to end this, and thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God. How he loves us. All right, so, and if it's you, if you come on and you're watching this on a replay and you are suffering, please make sure you call the 1-800 National Domestic Violence Hotline. God bless you. Sweet shalom. God bless you. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Shalom, shalom.
Welcome to Prophetic Wind. Let God speak up. untouched. God wants to speak today. Welcome to prophetic wind. Let God speak it. He will lead and guide you.